Hello guys, the day is finally here. I've been wanting to get this up for a little while now, but basically I'm going to go through and show you what happened when I used Lush skincare for 30 days or the entire month of April. I tried to pick products that were in the naked packaging or no packaging, and this really simplified my routine. I had about nine products that I used for this little experiment of mine, and usually I have about 30 to 40 products between my skincare shelf and my drawer to choose from day to day. I tend to use a lot of products that are a little bit more high-end or a little bit more expensive than Lush's price point, and this was just a good experiment for me to see if I could simplify my routine and see what would happen. I'm going to go through some before and afters and then also my reviews on all of the products. If that sounds good to you, then just keep on watching. So I gave a little bit of a sneak peek of all of these products during my Lush haul that I posted a few weeks ago. I also took some video of me using these products, so I'm going to insert that in here as well, just so you get a good feel of it. Lush can be a kind of an intimidating brand if you haven't used them before. A lot of it looks like clay and Play-Doh, and it just looks kind of funny, so I'll be inserting that just so you guys can see. To start, I wanted to go over just my skin type in general. It is normal to very dry depending on the time of year and other factors like how much water am I drinking and whatnot. And I'd say right now it's just dry. I got some dry bits. My forehead always tends to be dry. I have some pores and some texture issues that are a concern, not major, but just a little bit. I tend to have an increase of pores right around here and then also fine lines. I did work for Lush, and that was about 10 years ago, and my skin has changed since then. Only 2 of these products that I tried out in this experiment had I used before. Most of them were new to me. I'm going to start with the cleansers first and my feelings on those. Also, another thing I wanted to mention before going over my double cleanse is I used 3 products outside of Lush for the 30 days. One of them was the Briogeo castor oil. I used it on my brows and lashes for conditioning. Lush doesn't make anything like that. They also don't make a sunscreen, so of course I used SPF. And then I decided not to buy their eye cream. They've had the same eye cream for as long as I can remember, which is the Enchanted eye cream, and I used that way back when I worked for them. And I remember it being moisturizing, but as far as the ingredients go, they're not very high performing, and I need something for my fine lines. I decided to save myself the $35 or whatever it is and not buy that. So getting into my cleanser, I used this. This is the Sleepy Face Cleanser. They are solid. They have butters in them that melt upon contact with your skin, and they remove your makeup. I already use a double cleanse. I've been using double cleanses for a couple years now, and I really enjoy them. That is my preferred method of makeup removal. These have, I'd say, some high butter concentrates in them. Does that make sense? They have a lot of butters in them, so you really have to remove them after. It's not like my pharmacy where I can just splash some water on it. These I really have to remove with a warm washcloth, and that's okay. They remove makeup pretty well. The only thing it doesn't really remove is my lash glue, which nothing really removes that, so that was okay with me. These are $5.95, and I wish I didn't buy 2 of them. I will say for this experiment, I feel like I over-purchased. I was afraid I was going to run out of things, and I really didn't. As you can see, I only used about half of this, so there's still some mascara left on there, and then this one is pretty much full. I will use these up. They were just fine. I don't think I would repurchase them though, just because they do take a little bit more to remove, and then also because I love my pharmacy so very much. Before I get into the cleanser, something else I wanted to mention is that when I worked for Lush, all of their cleansers came in bulk, just like the soap does currently, and you could cut it down. So they would come in big rolls. You get a knife, cut it down, measure it out. So someone could say something like, I want $5 of Aqua Marina, and you could make that happen. Now you have to buy them in these pots. I think there might be a larger size pot as well. I can't remember, but this is the regular one that I picked up. They have 3.5 ounces, and both of these were $12.95. I'm going to start with Aqua Marina. This is the one I purchased because I wasn't sure if the next one would be too scrubby for me. So I wanted this one for every day or maybe in the morning. This has calamine in it, so it's good for like sensitive skin, mature skin, dry skin. It also has kaolin clay, which is what does the cleansing part. It's not going to set up at all. You pinch a little bit off, add some water, and apply it to the skin. You can also probably see now, couldn't see it in my Lush haul video, there is also some seaweed in there which gives some moisture to the skin. I like this cleanser. I don't think I would repurchase it. I've gone 8 years, 9 years without repurchasing it since I worked for Lush. I did use this way back then. I just like something now that has a little bit more foaming action. I really love a good cream cleanser that still foams. That's my preferred method of cleansing, or my preferred texture. Don't think I would buy this again. I have plenty to use, as I just said. I have plenty to use up. I think I got about halfway through this, so I'll keep using this just to use it up. I would recommend it though if you don't mind not having like that foaming action and you want something gentle on the skin. I think it's just fine for that. It has a really nice light floral fragrance. I think subconsciously I can smell the seaweed in it, but I don't think it's very strong. I think that's just my mind. It's a fine cleanser. Let the Good Times Roll Face and Body Cleanser. This was by far my favorite product that I tried during the 30 days. Would 100% repurchase this. I first started wanting this because Jay Kissa talked about it in a video, but like I said, I wasn't sure how my skin would react to the scrubbiness of this. I use a lot of chemical exfoliants. I use Good Genes all the time. I also like to use the Drunk Elephant Sakari Baby Facial, so it's been a while since I've relied only on physical exfoliation. So this one has little bits of cornmeal in it, as also maize flour as well, and that's what provides the scrubbiness. And I have found that I was okay with using this every day. When I first started out that first week, I used Aqua Marina a little bit more, and then just getting into it, spoiler alert, my skin started to experience a lot of congestion from the butters and like the oils and the facial oils I'm about to show. So I needed something to exfoliate and clear out the pores. This did that for me. It also smells amazing. It smells like Captain Crunch berries, or it tastes like the milk left over. It smells like the taste of the milk left over in Captain Crunch berries, to be more specific. Lovely exfoliant. I really enjoyed that one. Getting into the toner now. This is Roma water. This is the smaller size. It's 3.3 ounces, and I bought this for $10.95. It's a gentle hydrating rose and lavender toner that soothes the skin and calms the mind. I have about half of it left. As far as repurchasing this, I mean, it was fine. It was a hydrating toner, but there's so many others like it, and I really love, like, I die hard love the Thayer's Witch Hazel toner. That's what I use every day, usually twice a day. This is fine though for a hydrating mist. As far as I can remember, they've only had 3 toners. They have another one, Breath of Fresh Air, that's more for like normal to combo skin. It has a little bit more lavender in it. And then they also have a tea tree one for oily or acneic kind of skin, combo skin. But Aroma water is where I landed on. I don't think I would repurchase this just because I have other things that I want to try out. I really want to try that watermelon mist from Glow Recipe. But yeah, I'll use it up. It's just fine. If you want to use all Lush skincare, I don't think there's any problem with this one. This one's listed as dry, sensitive, and mature skin. I feel like that's the category I fit into. Overall, I don't think it enhanced my routine or hurt my routine. It's just fine. The next thing I tried is a face mask. I've tried pretty much all of Lush's face masks at one point, all their fresh face masks, the ones that have to be kept in the fridge. When I worked there, you could take them home when they were about to expire. They have a 2-week expiration or 2-week shelf life. So I've tried all of them. These have a little bit longer of a shelf life. It looks like it's about 5 months. I've also tried, just to clarify, that one has papaya in it. This one doesn't exfoliate, that one did. This one's more for soothing, moisturizing, calming the skin. They definitely feel kind of cool when you put them on. You just pinch some off, apply it to the skin, kind of rub it between your fingertips and apply it. The only thing that was a little bit messy about this is that I couldn't really use a brush to apply it like I do with my normal face mask, but I thought it was pretty easy to use. I saw some reviews where people had difficulty with it. I think it was just fine. As far as how my skin felt after using it, it definitely feels moisturized. It felt like it was soothing on there, conditioning, and I'd say I used it about 1 to 2 times a week, and you can see I have a lot left over. So it's good bang for your buck if you want to just try some new face masks. The price point isn't too hurtful either. $13.95, so that's not too bad. You get to try something new. They just have a nice variety of face masks, and the price point makes it easy to try different ones each time, which is what I would probably do. I want to try the FOMO one next, which is a little bit I think a little bit more for hydrating the skin. That's the one I would be curious about next, but I definitely would recommend their face mask in general. I just watched last night, they had a making of that product on their website. I feel like I'm gonna go through a binge and watch like a bunch of making of, because I'm so curious about that kind of stuff. Getting into a solid serum, this is the Full of Grace serum. They're coming out there. It's two of the same one. I bought this before this 30 days because, again, Jay Kisso recommended it in a video. She likes to put them on before a face mask so that the ingredients kind of penetrate a little bit further, or that's the sense that she made of it. I used it like a traditional serum before my moisturizer. Just fine. I liked it before getting into the 30 days. I really did, but I think this with the butters that I'm about to show was just too much for my skin. This one has portobello mushroom in it, which is made to give some kind of anti-aging kind of effect. Also has maru maru and kapuasu butters in it. Those are so hard for me to say. Again, I just think the butters were too much for me. This in conjunction with the facial oils I'm about to show, but they worked fine for me the whole time that I used them before this little experiment. I used a regular moisturizer afterwards and had no problem with these. The way I will continue to use these up is probably 1 to 2 times a week at night. I also could apply them before a face mask to see if that makes any difference, but they were just fine. I'm not like go ahead and go out and get it, but it's cool if you want to try a solid serum. I think it would be really cool for travel. Just don't let them sit in a hot car because they will melt. I also bought 3 solid facial oils. These were the last things that I purchased and what I think gave my skin trouble. I decided to buy facial oils because these were new. The solid facial oils were new. It's a new formula for them. And I've tried all of their potted moisturizers at one point or another. So I really wanted to test out something new for my skin and stick to the naked packaging, which is why I bought these. And I know you're thinking, because I know I've mentioned this congestion, you're probably thinking, duh, of course your skin broke out with all the butters in there. But there is nothing on their instructions, no disclaimer that says you can't use them every day. So I started with this one. I bought 3 different ones just because I wasn't sure of the weight. So this is Amazon Primer, and it's meant to mattify the skin. It also has chlorophyllin, which gives it the green color and helps with some redness. So I thought this would be great before makeup. It took about 2 weeks for me to get the pun. Amazon Primer, Amazon Prime, get it? You probably did. You probably got it before me, but it took me a little while. This was great in the morning. I actually did really like this one, and I didn't find it to be too heavy. Like I said, it does mattify a little bit, and I don't have any oil on my skin. I'm very dry, and I thought maybe that part of it would dry me out, but that didn't happen. This one is $12.95, and as you can see, it looks like I barely used it, and I used it every day for those 30 days. I don't think I once used this at night because I stuck to the other ones, but I did use this for 30 days. So you definitely get your money's worth with this. That one, I don't know if I would repurchase it just because I do like to have like a regular lotion. I think, again, they were all too much for my skin, but maybe using just one of them would have worked in my favor. I had the 2 others that I tried, Argan for $12.95 and then the banana skin for $14.95. Argan, lovely. It smells like the rose jam fragrance. I use this at night, and this was my preferred one for nighttime because it wasn't too heavy. Banana skin was way too heavy for my skin, and I started using this maybe about once a week just because I couldn't really take it. The scent wise though, it does smell like bananas, and it smells like a real banana. It doesn't smell like too synthetic-y. Lush does use synthetic fragrance. I know that's kind of like, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of them people see them as like a very natural brand, but they do use some synthetic fragrance, but it's more of like a natural kind of banana fragrance, if you will. I liked both of them. Again, it's just too much. I'm just going to keep saying the same thing. It was all in conjunction, just too much for my skin. I'm going to insert the last day of this challenge here so you guys can see my skin. It's not horrible. It was moisturized, but on my cheeks and on my chin, you can definitely see where I have a lot of little like white heads, black heads. That's not normal for me. I usually have pretty good skin. Every now and then during like my menstrual cycle or something, I'll get like a true pimple, but I usually don't have like these little tiny white heads all over the place. And these products did that for me. Overall, my final thoughts is I'm happy I did this. I really enjoyed testing it out. Like I said, I used to work for Lush, so I used to previously only use Lush skincare. Now my skin has changed, and I wanted to see what would happen, maybe save me some money over time so I wasn't buying $80 serums all the time, but it didn't work out. It did not work out for me. I liked all these products individually. it was just when they were together in conjunction, I think they were just too much for my skin, and my skin reacted in the way of whiteheads and blackheads and just generally not feeling great. I felt like there was a lot of texture in my skin. I hated the way my makeup looked on most days, and I was really happy to be able to get back to my normal regular scheduled program. If you guys want to see me do this again, maybe with a different brand, I was thinking Tatcha or Drunk Elephant because I love them so much. I was thinking maybe in the fall after the next VIB sale, I could pick some things up and do the same thing, or even another maybe similar price brand, like maybe like Mario Badescu or something like that. If you guys would like to see that, do let me know. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.